Welcome to another Studio tutorial. In this video we're going to talk about states. States add interactivity to a page that are often used for forms, links, and buttons. There are 4 states in Studio. None, which is the default state, hover, focus, and active. Let's go over each state in more detail. Let's first talk about the hover state. Now you can see a free trial button here in this design template, and if we click inside of this button here, we already have the default state designed. Now if we want to design what this looks like when your mouse hovers over this button, click on this hover checkbox right here, and now any change you make to this element is going to be applied once you hover your mouse over this button. So for example, we may want to change the color of our text, maybe make this a little bit more transparent, and we can go over into box and we can change the background fill color. Let's make this a little bit lighter, something like this. And now these changes that we make, if we click on Live Preview and click on the preview URL, we can see when we hover our mouse over this button, those changes are applied. And this helps users know that buttons and links and other elements are interactive. Now let's take a look at how we can change the design of our focus state within forms. So a focus state helps visitors know that they're actually in a certain field and that they can enter content in that field. So if I click a few times until I have this field selected, I can hold down Shift and click a few more times to select multiple fields. And now to change this focus state, I can come over here into the top bar and I'm going to select Focus. Now any changes that I make, for example this fill, I may want this to be blue and maybe just a really light blue. And I want the border of this field to be 2 pixels. And let's click on this icon here and change this to 2 pixels. That way all 4 sides will be 2 pixels. And I want the outline of this to be blue here. Now that we've done this, let's click on Live Preview and see how that looks. And now if we take a look at this form, we can click into any one of these fields and we can see the focus is in the name field, and we can hit Tab and that focus changes to email, and now it changes to messages. The last thing we want to change is the active state on a form button. And this is the split second that you see when you click on this button. So we're going to click on this send button here, and we can go over to this top bar and let's choose the active state. And now when you click on this button, I want this button to be a little bit darker, something like this. And we can see what this looks like in Live Preview. Now you may notice when I hover my mouse over, the design doesn't change, and that's because we didn't design a hover state. You can design the hover state the same way I've done with the top button, but the active state is when you click on this button, you can see that it's darker, and as soon as I let go, that changes back to the original or default state. And that's how you apply default, hover, active, and focus states in your design.